as a community that had so much violence in the South. I'm talking about militancy issue. They went to a church, an Anglican church, beat up the priest. Yes, and all of that. When we heard it, and then they were threatening to burn down the church building. We heard it, and we're thinking about what? I'm praying, oh God, what solution will work here? He said, are there no young people? We said yes. He said football. Create a tournament. I think was it not last year? The tournament we've created, David Obueli Cup. Is that what people call it, or Golden Heart Cup? Because they put my name and say, find another way to brand it. Last year now, the Northern youths were in Enugu Stadium playing with Eastern youths. Who won, Pastor Nom? Northern youths defeated the East in the Eastern Nigeria. Is that true? I have a 1 million naira, whatever I brought. So different groups will have to crash before it narrowed down to finals. And then when I first learned how to use football to reach people, it was Lagos, Kosofo local government, that I tested it in. And then at the primary level, we decided to invite clubs, leaders of different football clubs already existing. And we now created our own club to go and play all those other clubs. It's a free thing. Nobody has any special one. And to my shock, if you see the number of football clubs that showed up with their leaders, the church hall, because that's where we used to do the meeting, was filled to the brim, and people were standing outside. And then I shared the plan and the vision. This is what we want to. We're creating a tournament, and I had asked our people to do research. He said, I say you start with problem. There were a lot of youths, and we're wondering, what is the issue? Why are they unengaged? And the first strategy we brought out for them then was to use sports to draw them together. And so I asked for the highest prize tournament that was going on in the country, and the highest was MTN then. Do you know I was pastoring that church? We're finding I had filled in that auditorium. I filled the auditorium on a Monday, Tuesday morning, and filled it many weeks on a morning when everybody is supposed to be busy. What we find her filling in on weekend, filling when people are walking, it will be filled outside is filled, because I'm talking football, the power of development. And so I shared the plan with them. These young people carried, and then we have done research. MTN has the highest. Guess how much they were giving to the winning whatever. MTN, of all people, with all their money, was 150,000. Yes, my brothers and sisters, 150. I said, 150. I said yes, and it's only one club that gets the winning. I said double it. When I shared with them, the people carried me. It was. When they did analysis, we found that half of those people were Muslims. Nobody cared whether this was church, whatever. Everybody was comfortably in a church listening to a pastor because we are talking football. Then they grouped the thing. We also created our own team to go and crash. And they started crying because you have to keep narrowing. In the course of all that, I now found out, instead of just giving one club, let me give a gift to. So we decided we'll give 150 to the winning club, since that's what MTN gives. We'll give 100 to the second. We'll give 50 to the third one. They said, you mean you will give? I said 3 of them. People that get to quarterfinals, semi-final, you're all getting. Ladies and gentlemen, the first crash in the field, crusade. Everywhere, I saw sea of money. That's when I realized you can organize the largest crusade with 300,000. But this morning we are wasting millions, hiring whatever. I did not know that. I did not know. Everywhere filled with human beings. I said, what is going on? They said that each club has their own fan base that have already gone to advertise. I said, you have your own. I didn't have to do any advert. We didn't print any handbill. They have their own movement, how they do advert. Try it with the youth groups in your community and see. You will see that there are structures in that community. They will go and mobilize because each group want to be the ones. If you share the competition now and say it's between villages, Because inside the community, they have substructures again. Whatever. You will see what happens. Everybody will forget whether they are Catholic, Anglican, Pentecostal, Muslim, and forget all that and show up. Thank you, sir. We'll get to talk again about it. It's only 1 minute that is left there. Anyway, so they started crashing. And then I now had training. I asked for all the coaches to show up. All the coaches showed up. They filled the place again. They brought both retired licemen, all the teams. They filled church again. And I explained to them that developing your talent and sports is not enough. There are other components. And the one we give last is what we call the G factor, where we introduce Christ, God factor. When we even got to high, they already know that they need it. He said, that's why we pray. He said, that's why sometimes they take us to play. They started explaining to me why they go to native doctor, get for charm, that we know that this thing is not enough. You need other things too. He said, if you are now going to be supplying us the other things, what else are we looking for? We will stop going to all those places. At the last, whatever, when it's quarterfinal, semi-final, it was now full-blown crusade. We'll come do praise and worship 30 minutes. They brought band to football field. Then we preached the gospel. So during the halftime, when they have played, our own halftime is 30 minutes, not 15. Because it's time to, you make altar call, 90%. Listen, this is it. I made altar call. When we are made for the sports guys, what are the trainers, coaches and all that, 90%. When we met, I have never met one objection. National Youth Project, we did this thing in the north. In that Eagle Square, there was a year, Eagle Square, and the whole environment was surrounded with youths. Fear even grabbed us. We were wondering whether the whole security agencies in Nigeria asked us to appear. We'll be with military today. Today is Air Force. Tomorrow is SSS. Tomorrow, they are frightened. They say, this youth, are you sure you people can control them? If they get out of hand, riot can start here. Okay, what about the speakers? I hope there is nobody coming to incite violence. All my years of preaching, I have never met SSS, met any of these people. Development, all of them. A minister of youth came for the thing. When we finished, he did opening. And I don't mind because there is TV here. I'm not afraid to let you know I love Muslims. And I love the North. And I love every part of Nigeria. And Jesus died for everybody. If I bring case studies now, we have some of them that have become millionaires. People that are in the streets. And they were talking. He was shocked. This one said, street boy. After learning entrepreneurship and learning business, he started a business. He said, I have employed 28 people. I'm now a millionaire. This one, and case study. There's a day we had a crash. We were using International Conference Center, and the government wanted to use it. National award. You know how they do this national award. And they wanted to shut us down. They asked us to clear for the government so we asked the minister of the federal government, come and address the young people. And he came with, I think it was Paris and him then, and whatever, and some other delegates from the government. Jonathan was in office, and they came. They saw this one. I said, speak any language you know in the north. You will see that your people are here. He mentioned his state. He said, it's not possible that for my local government that the youth were here. I said, when he tried, everywhere there was a roar. His people stood up. They retreated, though, to go and think about. Because me, I told them, if you want to drive the youth away, come and talk to them. I will not be the one to do that. Because we book the place 1 year ahead of time. So I don't understand. I said, but as a good citizen, I will defer to my government, but you will have to come and talk to them. All my life I have been preaching AIT won't carry, see all this whatever won't carry. They will all come there and cover the thing. Head free. Invited to come and cover sports, you will now know that gospel can be covered free. All this money you have been paying to TV channels. Invited to come and cover vocational program for a whole community. You saw CNN, BBC now going to cover. Even in Igbo, they were covering it. They were not invited, they came by. He said there's something God will do and all nations will flow into it. That's when the church, and the reason, the next line said, and many people shall say, come, let us go to the mountain of the Lord's house. Many people shall say, come, let us go to the mountain of the Lord's house. It's church now, that he might teach us his ways. They are now willing to be discipled. And we will walk in his paths. He said, for out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. That's why the Great Commission started there. Why is it that they are now going to the church? Because the church has the solution.